Hi, Michael Staunton from Flockwatch here, and just going to go through some questions that have come up lately to do with different elements of how you actually use Flockwatch and how you can troubleshoot those and how you can get through the different steps. So I'll just go through those for you. We've had a number of requests and a number of, I suppose, how-tos requested lately. So hopefully this will help you get through some of those issues with Flockwatch and help you enter sheep data more efficiently. So the first one we have is how to enter lambs as they're born and match them to the mothers by lambing number and ear tag number. So firstly, entering a lambing record. So always with Flockwatch is to enter a record, you press the plus button. So then you go to lambing record. And what pops up here automatically is the list of ewes you have in flock. So you select your ewe, and basically the lambing number is popped up straight away. So what the lambing number is generally used for is, example is that you have your ewes in the pen, and every time you have a lambing record, it goes up by one. So it's the amount of animals that have lambed. So every season you can reset this and it'll start back at one or whatever season it is. And then from then on, it continues on each time you add a new record. So let's say we'll go for winter 2023. We'll have the date is in there. You can have the season born. That automatically updates. And obviously you can change the season born to whatever season is relevant for you at that time. And at this stage, then you have all your ewe already selected at the top. So then you just add in the number of lambs that were born. So we'll say 2. If you want to add in a sire at this point, you can add in, and you can add in a ram at this point if you want. If you have your breeding records already completed for your lambing season, this would be pre-populated. And then you put in the general lambing details then, if you want. You don't have to if you don't want to either, but you can put in the lambing difficulty. You put in the mothering ability of the ewe, and you can put in the milkiness of the ewe at this point then. If this ewe has caused trouble or you've had issues with her at lambing, you could add her to the cull list at this point, so that'll change her type. And when you're going through your ewes at the end of the year, you'll have a list of all the animals that just cause trouble and you want to cull them. Next part then is you basically record the lamb details. So first thing is the lamb is the gender of the lamb. And the status, then you can record that live. Obviously, if the second lamb was dead, for example, you could change that to dead, and so on if you wanted to do that. So then you can, at this point, you can add in the tag number of the lamb or not. So if you have an EID reader, you can connect it at this point and scan in the lamb's tag number, and it'll scan in here automatically, or you can just leave it blank. And the idea of the lambing number then is that it'll match up to the ewe's lambing number. So if you wanted to match the animals back together at a later date, you could spray one on the ewe, one on the lamb, and you know when you come in to tag the lambs, then you can match it back to the ewe at that point then, and you can come in and edit your lambing record at that stage and add in that tag number. We can obviously the season born and the date of birth of the lamb. The breed of the sire has already been brought through. If you have, let's say, some pedigree information you wanted, or a pedigree number that's associated with your pedigree flock, you can add it in here at this stage. You can add in the weight of the lamb at this point, let's say 5 kilos, and you can give the vigor of the lamb to say, right, this is how quickly the lamb got up, or how it was born in general. So at this point then, if you're, let's say, an issue with bottle-feed lamb, you could say the lamb was taken off and it's read on a bottle, normal. Or if you had to take this lamb off and put her on a foster ewe, you just click foster, and you can search basically then here, you click on foster ewe, and you can click on other ewes and select it, and that'll add it on that ewe. Also, if you wanted to add a general note or brand to the animal, you could do that at this stage. Same then for lamb 2, you could say male, and we can say this one actually didn't make it, and it'll just say that was dead, and that's just going to record that detail against that animal, and basically you save it at that point. That's your lambing record created. Okay, so next question is then, I've inputted some lambing records twice and incorrectly, and how do I remove or edit them? Well, basically in release 7.9, which is coming up in the next week or two, you'll have the ability to go in and delete your lambing records. So if you want to delete that one, it'll remove the lambs that are associated with that record, and you could re-input them from that queue. So that is coming. We have, you said that's at our next release. Okay, so if we wanted to check, then another question is then how many live lambs I've born at that stage at any given time during my lambing. So that's very easy to see in Flockwatch if you recorded all your lambing in app. So what you do is you go click on the breeding tile, you click onto lambing stats, bottom right here. So then this will bring up a dashboard of what has happened in your lambing season so far. So what you want to do is select the season, because we have multi-season lambings now in different parts of the world. So we'll say this is for spring 2023. And if you wanted to select a group at this point, you could select a particular group, or you can just leave it empty as well. And then that'll bring up basically total live lambs born for spring 2023. And total number of, let's say, used lambs, and you give your lambing percentage, your average birth, and obviously if you had a dead lamb registered, that'll all be recorded here. So basically what it is if you have entered your lambing details and use spring 2023, you just select season spring 2023, and that'll give you all your details for that lambing record and that season. Okay, so next question here is that, can I search for the ewe through the lamb number? Yeah, so you can do that. So if you basically pull up your flock here, and you can, let's say you can put in my smart lists, and you can, let's say, lambs born here. Okay, so you click on lambs. So let's say we click on this first one here, which was lamb 1-1. All you have to do is go down to the animal's profile here, and you just look at identification, click on identification, and then you can see the dam of that animal there then. And you just click on the dam and you can see the animal's profile. So that's simply how you do that. So another question then is like, how do I get a lambing report from the app? So reports are, yeah, very simple to run. Basically, you just click on reports here in the bottom left, and you go into breeding reports, and then you put in lambing record report here. So you click on lambing record report, and you basically, if you want a report of your lambing details between particular dates, you just click on the date from and to. So let's say we'll go from January 2023, and we'll go January 2023 here, and we click on the date inside it, and we click on the date to, which we say today's date, and then you just click on run here and email report. So the email that's linked to your Flockwatch account, that will be sent on in an Excel to your account, and you can access your lambing data at that stage. Then it's got basically all the key lambing data you can use across, and you can filter it or basically use it in whatever way you want at that stage, but all the key data is in that report. So I've had a question here as well on tags, and how do we record a change of tag for an animal? So we've listened to your feedback on this, and we will be bringing in other methods of recording tags in apps. So we're going to be bringing in a management tag and some other areas where you can record different tags and tag changes. If you wanted to do that simply now, you could basically click on the U, you click on edit. So we'll just click on edit the U here. And basically what you go in is change the tag number there. So you just have to remove that tag number and scan in the new tag number at that point. And you can record the previous tag number below here in the brand or the notes, whichever one you want. And when you pull a report of these animals and use, then you'll see in notes, you could say tag number change from this to this, and you can see clearly there. Or if your tag number is basically, you could put it in brand as well, and you can actually edit and search by brand as well if you want to do at that point.